He not skilled to me.
There you go, right there. To you.
To me, he not skilled.
You know the reason I say I like LeBron as a man and not.
I don't care what he do off the court.
No.
Off the court stuff is cool. I'm talking about on the court. How the hell you gonna sit up here?
The reason is because LeBron has spoken out, and he's one of the biggest names
that's what I look
in sports and in the world. Now he's speaking out. He speaks out for shit that goes on. Like he wore the Black Lives Matter. He made sure his whole teammates wore it, and this, that, and the other. And as a player,
ooh Lord, did you really say that, Sean?
As a player, I got some.
No, I'm talking about that T-shirt you just talked about.
Oh, Black Matter. Oh, I'm not even going to that because I see you finna be contradicting, Chris.
No, I ain't no gonna contradict it.
He talking Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, so that was like.
Because
wait, hold on.
The biggest people, some of the biggest people in sports wouldn't even speak out about it.
But hold on, Sean, hold on. All right, so let's put some facts out here, and these are facts. You can debate me on it all day long if you want to. It's a reason why. It's a reason why LeBron can say something and nothing happens to him, and Kyrie Irving can come out and say something and something happens to him. This is why. Because LeBron didn't really speak against the power structure. Black Lives Matter is not a black thing. It's a white thing. It's owned by white people. So anybody that got a night, that's really why he's a billionaire, because he's kind of like he's the poster child for, just like Oprah. All these people, Jay-Z, all these people can come out. They can come out and they can talk about black, because it's a market for Black Death, and it's a market to talk about Black Lives Matter as it pertains to. It's just like Al Sharpton getting up there saying something. He only comes out when somebody gets shot in the middle of the street by white
Black Lives Matter, but it's actually for the different agenda.
Yeah, it's a whole different. It has nothing to do with the better. Yeah. So what better person to use other than LeBron? He's the guy. Now Kyrie Irving and Kaepernick, on the other hand, they had a real reason, and they didn't need nobody. They didn't need no press. They didn't need none of it. All it was, hey, this is how I feel. I'm about to say this, and I don't care who feels somebody, but this is the truth, and this is what these folks is not telling you.
And what do they do?
Now you willing to cut my money, put me on cut me from the team. This don't happen to everybody.
I agree. I totally agree with you now.
So when we get into the politics of it, yeah, I got something to say. But the actual game, I don't give a damn about that, because it's a reason. Everybody got a job to do.
Right.
Hey, I know you the point. I know you the shooting guard. I know you average 30 points a game, but I need you to score 15 tonight. I need you to get this many fouls, and I need you to foul out. This is your job tonight. That's what they get paid to do, a job. So if you see some stupid stuff on TV, be like, why he do that? Because he was paid to do it.
LeBron spoke out, but he got to play. Kyrie spoke out on, and he got suspended, and then when he came back, he can only play home games. That's what that was about. Yeah. That was last year. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead. I promise you, when I hear you, I don't want nobody to say I'm cutting you off. I want to make sure I heard you thoroughly. You too, Chris?
Go ahead.
Okay. Get it. Eric, let me say this, Eric. I understand what you're saying about LeBron, the face, and Oprah and all that stuff.
I got it.
His platform is a whole lot bigger than Kyrie's Irving. So first of all, for him to speak on it, you're right. It's a marketing thing. But also too, you know what? When they went to him about that, guess what he could have said though, Eric? Like Jordan did. I don't want to get involved with that. It might hurt my brand. It might put some people in a certain thing. The man has never not got involved with a lot of things, such as, and I go to this right here. Let me go to this. Jordan, right now, Jordan has an option. He can do a lot of things with his money. Mm-hmm. You know, Jordan don't make prisons for niggas and every other people that can, and he makes a lot of money off that. Mm-hmm. Now, one time, Jordan say, let me help and put scholarships, or let me build a black school, or a school that's gonna help the black people and put more scholarship money into there and raise them up. Mm-hmm. LeBron don't done that, and they say somebody doing the second one. Is the market scheme? Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you cannot profit off something you're doing that's good and also make money. To me, that's great. To me, I call it good business. Mm-hmm. When you can make moves, if Jordan don't make those kind of moves, he still is a billionaire. This man has done it in a very strategic, smart way, Also, so basically saying, look, I'm with my black people. You see what I'm doing, but I'm also gonna make my money too. I ain't gonna hurt my money, but I may speak out on some things that may hurt it. Let me see where I'm gonna go with it. But when I do it, I'm gonna do it. Everything I do is smart. The man is strategic. You know who taught me that? Buffett, the billionaire that was like Buffett,
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. I told him that, hey, basically trying to tell me this is what I learned. Don't try to make everybody happy. Make most of them happy. Okay. So when you feed that right there, that way you won't be perceived as you this because everybody comparing with Jordan. Him and Jordan are totally different. They are totally different.
Well, let me say. Let me say this.
I wasn't speaking on business because I don't follow on business.
I follow on business. I follow on a lot of stuff.
On that part there, whatever he does on his business ventures, that's none of my business. I was speaking upon just basketball.
I speak on both of them though.
No, I wasn't speaking on business.
He ain't no stats or none.
His money that has nothing to do with me. However he make his money, whatever he do his business ventures, that's on him. Hope he do the best. I was talking about basketball.
I talk about both of them.
Well, hold on. Since you just talk about basketball, let me respond back to him here. And it's, I like the conversation. It's a conversation, but we mixing. We talking about basketball or like the politics.
I'm hitting on both of them.
I was just talking about basketball. I don't care about his business.
Well, here, listen. We're just giving context to the audience. We're talking about who agrees with. We're talking about, we have basketball, then all of a sudden come up in the conversation. LeBron gonna come up and Jordan and all that. So Dre's argument, Dre basically said that LeBron made some good he made some good decisions based upon him standing up for black people, him speaking out of opening up a school and so on and so forth. But we got to consider the factors in which at that time, and I agree with you, Jordan didn't do none of this, but we didn't have social media when Jordan was in the game. Nobody's image was really televised outside of basketball because there was no reporters, there was nobody following around with cameras, there was no social media, so we really didn't know who these people were personally. We didn't know. We had to read it something in the news, or we didn't know. Like some people right now, just now finding out that Michael Jordan was a real asshole, and he had a gambling problem, and he had people looking for him because he lost so much money, and he could have got his dad caught. Like a whole lot of stuff is coming out now because we got sources. We got social media, right? LeBron, again, you got handlers, you got people that's, hey, this is gonna look good for your image. Yeah. I'm not saying that it doesn't make him look good, but is it really him looking good, or is he doing? Here's what I'm saying. LeBron James, comparing him to Jordan as far as the type of person he is, I don't know now one of them personally. I can only go off what I see online or see on TV. Most people say Jordan's an asshole. If most people say it, then I probably can believe it because I done kind of seen the asshole in him. LeBron James, there's no scandal surrounding James, but you can tell that he got a lot of money behind him, and this ain't black money. He got some money behind him,
he does.
And he's an employee. He's not and he has a charter school. He didn't open up a black public school. It's a charter school. It's just like a charity. Like, yeah, I donated $1 million to a charity that still go right back to white people. Like, nobody. I ain't seen, and this doesn't negate whether or not somebody is black or pro. Like, he more black than him. My personal issue really has nothing to do with what he can do for black people, because I know nobody with that amount of money is really going to be that committed to the black community. They can't, because they're being paid by white people. It's certain things that if you look deep into it, you will see why people do what they do. So my whole thing is just looking at something he did, and I can tell that the money has become a product of who he is. They made him to be. He's gonna be the billionaire if he do what we tell him to do. If we can, frame his mind and his thinking, this, that, and the other. It's just like Obama. And I want to get into this. We ain't got to get into it, but it's just like, yeah, we're gonna have we're gonna have somebody that represents or look like somebody that we can say we got a black president, even though he's not black. But we're gonna put somebody in office that black people can look at as a savior for black people. And guess what? He still ain't gonna do nothing for black people. But as long as he's there and he can, articulate himself and he's good, stylish, cool, then black people gonna feed into it. And he's a Democrat, so people consume whatever you say to them on mainstream media. They're gonna believe it. Like we just believe anything LeBron right now can say, man, I just divorced my wife, and the whole world will believe it. He could be playing. So I'm saying, once them cameras turn on, that stage, that NBA court, that's a stage. The football field is a stage. It's just like a movie set. All this shit is a stage. So it's really, you really can't. I can do something right now and tell everybody something and make you believe something that really ain't true.
That remind you of the NIL?
Baseball?
No, the NIL. You know what the NIL is?
Niggas in the league.
Lord have mercy.
Don't just make a statement, Chris. Further behind with information.
The NIL, the way that the college kids getting paid now. The name, image, and likeness.
Yeah.
Meaning I can do anything for you to like me, or my name get out there and I get paid just off my name.
Your brand. Yeah.
And that's it. I can.
Yeah, you're a household name.
Put me out there so I can be noticed. And not change the subject. It's just like what Trump do. I get out there and lie and tell you anything that you want to hear. You're gonna believe in anything you want to. That you're gonna support me.
That.
Come on, man.
I don't know what you said, but anyway, I think I lost it. But it's sort of the same thing. You see, so if I have your backing, you already a fan of mine, right? I can do no wrong in your eyes. So whatever I do, you're gonna follow. Not knowing I'm doing wrong. Well, you probably do know, but you don't care. So whatever I mention or say do this and do that, because you a fan of mine, you're gonna follow it. So I get this Amber Alert. But
she said, "What about Larry Bird? What about Larry Bird? Man, we ain't talking about no Larry Bird. Crazy."
I want to go behind what you said, Eric.
I think I'm going short, Eric. There you go.
I agree with what you said. Corporate America is always going to play a part in anybody of money, major money. I don't care what color you are. They're always going to play a part. That's just how it's going to end on this world. That's how it's going. Money going to always. That's why earlier when I was saying, so money is based on money makes major decisions in just in general life and big life. So with LeBron, you're right, Eric, he does. I mean, he's the face. You're right. So everything he does do, it is going to have to be strategically done. So yeah, you're right. That school, it may not have been as genuine as they put it out there on social media, but they made it be like that because it paints a better picture in his eyes. And I agree with you on that.
Image. Yeah.
But that same money that LeBron have right now and doing the same thing, Jordan got just as much, if not more. Again, social media is right now. So social media ain't said anything about Jordan. Don't took his money and he don't made a child school too. He ain't doing that. You know why he ain't doing that? Because Jordan chooses not to do that. Because he's got his backing on that. He ain't got to do that. And everything, like I said, these are choices too now. So Jordan, he don't do that, but he put his money, but he still invested his money into
the ventures. It might not be the ventures.
His ventures are into locking your black asses up.
No,
and he's making money out there.
Right now,
do you agree with it?
He's like, man, I'm out of the picture now. Shit,
hold on, Sean.
He's still making major moves.
But hold on.
You make $50,000 a year investing in that paper bag, and if I make $50,000 a year investing in that doggone tripod, what's the difference? You make your money the way you make it.
But we're talking. Wait. But we're talking about. Hold on.
All the time doing it, and I'm not.
Social media ain't nothing but advertisement.
I know. And I'm still making $50,000, but you making $50,000.
So what's the problem?
And you stay on social media, and I'm over here. I'm like,
that's what I'm getting out what Drake was talking about.
But listen, whoa, hold on. Let me ask you a question. let me ask you a question. When we first started talking about this, we're talking now we're talking about money being invested. So he doing this, and who is comparing LeBron's integrity to Jordan's? That's not what I'm doing. I don't care. Not like what I'm saying. I'm saying when people defend what LeBron is doing, I'm throwing out a narrative and basically saying, I ain't saying why he's doing it because I don't know but I do understand business, and I also understand the entertainment industry, the league, the industry, the business behind closed doors. I get it. So when somebody says, "What has Jordan did?" Nothing. I'm not comparing them to when it comes to like what they do for, but neither one of them, both of them are black, but neither one of them are getting counsel because they tried to stand up for real for black people. Neither one of them go. If I got the choice, here's Jordan's stance. If I got the choice to still be a millionaire and not have to do all that extra shit, I ain't got to open up no black school, do this. Man, I'm gonna just live. I'm gonna go get me a white woman. He got a white woman. I'm gonna go get me a white woman. Do it. Yes, he got a white woman. Black ass. He got a white woman. All right, and then LeBron. Hey, I'm still in the league. So this is modern day exposure, and this the image I gotta have for social media. All social media and how the world works now. This is what I need to be doing now. Yeah. That's a good look for him.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying is.
Yeah, you talking to.
I really don't even have no problem with that.
Okay.
I just know where the line is drawn at. These folks got a threshold that they can't surpass. That's gonna get them in trouble. Is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying, mm-hmm. Right? So. When we talk about real, like it's people right now that stood up and they like when Cat Williams came out, and this is a good segue. When Cat Williams came out and talked about what he talked about, it was no holds barred. He talked about what he talked about because he knew something about his career. He can't really be counseled because he's not really represented by no big agency in Hollywood.
He's his own rep.
Yeah, he's represented, but not by Hollywood. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. When your status, when you watch people climb that ladder and do you know what you got to do to be a billionaire? Like, do y'all understand? There's no hustle. I don't care what you say. There's no hustle that you can do independently to get to billionaire status. Do you know the shit you got to do to be a billionaire, bro? These folks, it's a different level of everything being a billionaire.
And that's why I tell people that
he don't pay himself. He get paid to do this shit, man. And why do you think most people invest in schools?
Schools not going anywhere.
Because the government got to pay. The government got to pay. The government pay jails. The government pay schools,
jails, hospitals.
And their education, the education they get in the school is still not black education. It's still the same. It's even worse because you getting the best of the best white literature in these schools.
But Eric, now they actually doing the education reform.
That shit ain't gonna work.
I don't know how far it's gonna go, but they're actually talking about education reform now.
That shit ain't.
You know what I'm talking about?
Reform, yeah.
They're doing the education reform where they're actually gonna get qualified teachers, and as opposed to doing the part that I think is gonna work.
Is these HBCUs that's doing this?
No. See, the thing about it, it's a lot. I'm talking about these are gonna be public schools, high schools, not the HBCUs, because Mississippi is already finna lose a lot of funding because they're trying to close Alcorn, Mississippi Valley, and Jackson State. So they're gonna lose a whole lot of money. Mississippi won't that any damn way.
But
the school reform,
may have to have y'all as co-hosts.
But the school reform, is coming from the federal government.
Yeah,
that's what they're trying to do. It's they trying to reform to get more qualified students in this in the cities and all that. And the charter schools, they want to get away from the charters, but that's going to be hard because the charter schools are paying. They charging like colleges now, and so that's what the education reform is trying to do because they got over $9 billion sitting in the reform for the education bill sitting in the government right now that can't be used because people want to open up their own private schools.
Private. I was just waiting. That's another name for charter.
You know what I'm saying? They want to open all that stuff, and that's why the doggone education reform bill is having a hard time being passed.
So let me ask you a
this
question.
money sitting out right there that can't be used.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Why do if I pay taxes for my kids to go to public schools?
You don't.
Bubba, you know I can't answer that right now, brother. What you mean? My taxes pay for public school.
What do your taxes go to?
My taxes pay for public school.
No, what do your taxes go to?
My property, my taxes goes to public school.
What do your taxes go to?
Tell me, Chris, because my taxes
Your
pay
taxes
for
goes
my
to-
taxes pay police. It pay their salary.
No.
It pay for kids to go to public
No.
schools. Where they go then, Chris?
It pays for the national deficit.
You too.
Damn, who that?
Me.
It goes to the national deficit.
Chris, if you finna try to disagree with me just to tell me something you think I didn't know,
No.
let's stick to the subject.
You asked me what are your taxes?
What I'm
go?
saying is private school versus public school.
Mm-hmm.
Who pays for your children to go to public school?
The government.
Okay. They're using their money to pay for schools, or are they using your tax money to be able to fund public schools?
I can go to a different subject, Eric. You won't believe me because you don't want to go to it. But Joe, taxes is actually illegal if you didn't know this.
It's a lot of stuff that's illegal.
Paying taxes is illegal. You probably don't look at me crazy, but trust me, taxes is illegal.
But
the taxes actually goes to pay the deficit with the United States government creates every year to pay back the Bank of England.
Okay.
Everything else is like, well, you got to pay state tax. When you get to your state tax, now you talk about roads.
No.
Now you talk about roads and you talk about buildings.
Right.
When you get to schools, this is a federal funded thing. A lot of people don't know schools is a federal constitution. And therefore, if you commit a crime on a school, that's why you get fed charges and not a local or state crime.
I knew that.
Okay.
So come on now, it don't go to that. A lot of people think that your taxes is paid for the police dog. Your taxes pays for the doggone federal deficit. And it's everything federal.
Let's fact check.
You got Google. And if you look on your phone and you'll find out that paying taxes or even filing taxes is illegal. There's no such thing. You're supposed to pay taxes in this country.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Even if it ain't, so let's talk about private schools then.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about a private or a charter school, who is that funded by or sponsored by?
No. Once you get a private or charter, they have to file. I forget which credit is. It's a credit they have to file, which they gonna open up a school to be funded privately or federally funded as a private school. If that meaning if it's funded privately, that means I got donations. I can have people that pay tuition that way that pays for the school. If not, I'm gonna borrow the money from the government to make it a private school. Then I have to charge people to come for their kids to attend the school so I can pay the government back.
So if your school is being funded,
That means you got that loan from the government.
If your school is being funded by the government,
You got a loan to open it as under a private credit.
what happens to the curriculum? You said there was reform.
No, I said.
How is it that they're going to fund the school and reform the education
That's what I'm
based
saying.
on what we want to?
That's what I'm saying. That's what they trying. They coming out with a reform education reform bill. That's what they going on through now.
Well,
I don't know the particulars to what's going on, what the bill is going on now because it's still going through the House and Senate test.
Okay.
So I don't know what all the particulars then, but I'm talking about as of now.
I want to change this conversation because I want to ask y'all a question pertaining to something that's more direct toward us.
Mm-hmm.
And no, not that. If you could change, well,
no, man, I'm the host. How you just gonna change the
I'm
conversation?
just that. Well, can I change it, sir? Because I've got really just muted all the way out of this because I'm doing.
When y'all talk about sports, I gotta go take a break.
I want to ask you something about Memphis, the city of Memphis, the city that we all live in now.
Please don't ask what I think you about to ask.
Well, I'm gonna ask this anyway.
It's a conversation we're doing. This.
What do you think?
Listen. Let me ask a question.
My question is, what would you do to improve our situation in this city? Because our reputation, y'all know our reputation. So
I mean, improve what?
What is our?
Oh wow. Okay. Well, our reputation is that we like a little Chicago. People are dying here more so, and we're not even this big in Chicago, and our reputation is going down. So, what would you do if you was a person that want to get some tourists here, or you want to get better publicity? What would you do to make us better? Eric first.
Could you just on him answer?
Well, Eric first.
Well, for one, I don't think I haven't
Thought about it.
I haven't, but I do think about the underlying issue as it pertains to what we do in the homes. It ain't really nothing one man can do to really fix this city.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that's been taken out of. For one, kids and adults, there's a blurred line. We enjoy the same things, we watch the same things, we listen to the same music, we go to the same places. When I was growing up, we was growing up, there was a line. You don't talk back to grown folks. You don't be in the same room with grown folks having a conversation. Y'all stay back in the back. Grown folks the music. They didn't never listen to the stuff we listened to. It was a big difference. So, and not necessarily say that was the reason why it wasn't so much crime, because crime has always been here.
Yeah.
It just kind of morphed into something else. Now we seeing things that we've never seen before. For one, back in the day, we had music. When kids listen to music, they had people. Even Lil Wayne, at a time, he didn't curse in his music.
Yeah, he couldn't. He was 12 years old, and I remember that shit.
We had groups that was like, there was boy groups, there was small, there was people, there was like entertainment was for kids, and then you had the so that was different. And then you had it was unheard of for you to hear about 11 or 12-year-old getting killed by another 11 or 12-year-old. Like, young people wasn't killing. That was unheard of.
Not often.
Not often. It ain't gotta be. What I'm saying, often is noticeable. It wasn't noticeable killings like that. The culture of black people. Again, I also feel like social media has framed how we do everything. So how we operate as people, especially being exposed to, now we able to see what other people go through in other cities. If you've never been out of town and social media didn't exist, you damn near didn't even know there was an out of town until you went out of town and seen something different. Be like, whoa, what the fuck is this? But now you get to see it all. Mm-hmm. So now I'm crossing over. Now Memphis rappers are drilling. They making drill music when drill music started in Chicago. And that's just so when you ask me what can we do to fix the city of Memphis, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. It's almost like I used to be like, it's certain things I used to stand up for that I can't stand up for no more. Whatever gotta happen to these young niggas, it gotta happen. But we failed. And especially I think my generation kind of failed because we didn't take into accountability what our kids will be growing up to become. We became friends with them, and we kind of let the social media whole thing babysit them, and we didn't really raise them like we were supposed to. And now we got a whole epidemic of these young niggas going out doing the unthinkable. So, I mean, to fix it per se, I just think it's us, the OGs, that need to at least, come together, come into a common ground, because there's no one man that's going to be able to fix this. I just think that it's going to take more from, the parents and the OG.
All right, Chris.
Kind of close. Like I said,
I didn't say it's going to be the answer. That's just what I think.
But me, personally, I'm going to tell you what they messed up at. When they started, I'm not going to lock this child up. I'm going to lock the parents up. Or if I lock the child up, we going to charge you to lock him up. But you're going to say I can't whip his ass to keep him, to prevent him from getting locked up.
Good point.
A lot of damn laws,
Good point. Good point. Good point.
it don't make sense. The government, the way they changing the laws, is built to have these young kids locked the hell up. They don't want to lock them up that young. They want to get the money off of you first.
Right.
Until they get old enough. And then we're going to send his ass down there and take his ass away. Another thing, and a lot of people not going to like me for this answer right here, and I ain't going to lie to you. Quit letting goddamn it women, single women, abuse the doggone, mine went out too. Quit letting single women
feedback.
abuse the fucking laws of the government. There's a difference between doing what you're supposed to do and abusing.
How does that?
How long do you?
How does that? You going off my topic.
No, it's not the topic. It's not off topic because if she mad at you, she don't give a damn what the son do. She gonna let the streets take care of it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Make sense now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It probably was an analogy that you didn't catch right offhand.
Yeah.
But can you do something to make the city better? We're not Superman. All four of us right now can go out here and fight crime, and I guarantee we're going to miss 95, 99% of the crime.
But like I was asking you,
to make the city better.
And what would you do, or what options would you bring up to better the city? And I agree, Eric told me.
You can put out programs for the youth to do. Are they going to take advantage of them? That's not up to you. You can do programs. You can do summer jobs. You can do a lot of things to do it. Are they going to take advantage of them? That's the question. Now, if you decide to go out there, if I put all these programs out and all this here, and you decide not to do it, you still decide crime, lock their ass up. Let them start doing some doggone real time. And I ain't talking about juvenile. If you go out there at 15, 16 years old, you commit armed robbery, you go to 201. I'm not sending you doggone on Adams Street. You got to know. It's too many doggone spanks on the tail and letting them go. And now you act like you can't you can't believe, oh, he committed murder when he done had 15 armed robbers ever since he was 12.
But how did this the thing, how did it get so bad?
And
Hold on, but look, listen, my sister almost got a car stole over here.
Mm-hmm.
I went up to St. Francis. They had like 17 carjackings in the daylight.
I just left St. Francis earlier.
What I'm saying is, you can literally, it ain't like we finding out about it. It like you can go and on social media, and it's 20 young niggas not running the store, walk in the store, picked up and walk out. Ain't nobody doing nothing to them. Matter of fact, they getting it on video. And how do we go from? How do we go? We can talk about Memphis all day, but it's happening everywhere.
Everywhere.
How do we go from? Hold on, let me ask my question. How do you go from it being, hey man, just don't get caught, to I'm finna put it on video?
That's total disregard to mankind. That's a total disregard to anything. That's a total lack of respect. That's a total disregard to anything. That's a total disregard to even their own life. They don't care. They don't fear any doggone thing.
But mentally, how do you feel? Like it ain't. There's no difference.
If I tell you the answer to that, you're gonna get mad because it's gonna go back to a previous conversation. It's gonna go back to a previous conversation we had earlier.
Hold on,
I'm single women household.
It could and there's no one thing that caused any of this. So if you say that, cool. And I'm not
gonna say single women. I just single.
Let's y'all have a talk.
I can't hear because if I turn, I think the cord or something. You gotta show.
Go ahead, Sean.
If I turn, it turns off.
That's because you turned.
Have you ever heard of somebody saying they got a smart dog? Man, the dog smart as hell. Or my baby smart as hell. Or whatever they do, you just smart. Man, whatever I got, it's smart as hell. This is what I can't understand. Why we ain't teaching the kids that's saying that we say smart as hell to do good. Now I watched the show today. They actually train what's them blackbirds? Crows. They are considered the smartest birds on the planet. They train them not to be in an area and to do something that humans told them to do. So humans can't do what humans tell them to do. Now, why can't we? You mean to tell me you got a kid, a nephew, a niece, and you cannot train the kids? Ain't gotta do shit but be trained.
Right.
There is no other, unless they got a mental problem. You mean to tell me, oh, okay, you finna go pick him up from jail again, and you finna bring him back to your house? You mean to tell me you cannot train a human being, somebody that speaks your language, but you can train a dog not to piss on your couch?
But because you don't realize, and that's what people don't understand. You training that child the same way that you are. Bull. That's why you probably learn not to go to jail, but you training that child what you was.
Hold on.
I disagree with that.
I totally disagree.
I disagree with that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go back to something Eric said.
Go ahead.
Would you teach?
I'm gonna go home to answer your question, Sean.
Yeah.
It goes back to something Eric said. If you got these kids now, Eric said his generation, these kids are seeing more on social media than having a conversation with the parent that might be at the house with them, who do you think doing the training then? Let's go a little bit further then. If basically what he said earlier, social media is raising your kids, not you. You ain't the one that's verbally in their lives doing it. They seeing more social media because you may not be at the house every day, all day, whatever, and they watching all this stuff. It's getting glamorized of some sort. So my thing is, you're right. The training part is, but we as a society, we're not training our kids. Like back in the day, how we were being trained.
Okay, now the same thing is, you got a dog in here, and a dog is a dog. Now you gotta train him to look, dude. You gotta go outside and piss, man. You gotta go outside and shit.
Yeah.
But now kids have to be trained to look. The bathroom is the bathroom. And
I get
you
what
can't
he's
drive my fucking car. You can't steal my car. You can't smoke weed.
Yeah.
You gotta do all that. You gotta train fucking kids now.
Yeah.
Because media has turned kids into animals.
Hold on.
Cell phone.
Hey, it's the bathroom. Man.
Nah, dude, my child when my baby was shit. My youngest ain't but 21.
I'm talking. How old was she when you gave her a cell phone?
Shit, 16.
Who fought with that?
Oh Lord have mercy, Chris. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just pick back what you said. You said about social media going raise your child. Why you exposing the social media to him? Why you got a child on social media?
That's the question he asked you.
Why'd you let the child be on social media?
Chris, you said phone.
The phone, same thing.
The
You give them the phone, they exposed to social media.
Now,
so what's the point even complaining about social media and giving them access to it when you gave them access to something? But about training part.
Now watch this. Hold on. Now first of all, let's reel it back because he just gonna play devil's advocate. He gonna fuck with y'all.
No, I just got it. No, I'm not fucking. I was just asking the question.
But listen, we really can't get away from what's
evolution. I know that part.
Yeah, it ain't even evolution.
Social media
it's a whole
evolution.
It's a whole program. My thing is, we didn't got out of nature. The crazy part about it is when he made the analogy about the dog. When I train a dog, I'm really training a dog to be a human. The dog don't even know he a dog no more.
Right.
When we say the word train, because I take, like, when you talk about words, training is consistency. Training is every time you do this, I'm gonna do this every single time. To train you to be programmed to either do something or not do.
What's for
So that goes back to our original conversation because are we being actually trained? It's a difference between me telling you to do something once, maybe twice, every blue moon, rather than training you in the condition of your mind to do this every single time. Training. So hold on. So hold on. So what I'm saying is, if they get online every day, they're getting trained every day. So I gotta counter that. In other words, this is what I'm saying. We're trying to apply old school principles to new school standards.
It's a difference between program and training.
No, it's the same.
It's the same.
Because if I'm training you, I am programming you.
Training.
The effects of being trained is being programmed.
I understand what you programmed is what you are born to be.
No, that's not, Sean. That's not. Now let's not get into the depth. Listen, what I'm saying. If I program this remote control, I'm encrypting it to do what I want it to do.
But when you got it, it was programmed to do something else.
It wasn't programmed.
He trying to say that you born knowing right from wrong.
You got to train it.
But if I don't know I gotta
make it do what you want it to do.
What I'm saying here's y'all still putting a good and bad on it. Listen to what I'm saying. The internet, whatever you're paying attention to, the most is training you to do something. It don't matter whether it's good or bad. Let's take that out. What I'm saying is you got to be just as aggressive in your training, right? Because that's just how consistent they are on their phones. So when you see the behavior of your child, if you see your child's behavior is like that ain't how we was raised, or this ain't what you're gonna start.
Can I have I ain't talking to y'all.
Come on, man. I can't hear you over.
Yeah, we have.
I asked for some water 3 hours ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I couldn't find it.
Go ahead, my bad.
Did you know where it was?
Well, water?
Yeah, the water.
In the refrigerator. If not, we can make you some water.
We've been almost 2.5 hours, going on 3 hours, so we about to wrap this up in a minute.
I tell him I'm gonna give you some water. Go ahead, Eric.
Can I take a shower too?
Go ahead, Eric.
One day we gonna get on here and next time I have y'all on, man, we just gonna I'm gonna just let y'all talk. We just gonna talk. It ain't gonna be on no specific subject. And then no, don't tell me what I need to do. We on the air, bro. We'll talk about this later.
You're the programmer. You need to have him on all the time. And you need to put a stop sign in front of him so he can argue with that motherfucker. Because he'll argue with anything, and then you bring on another guest.
Boy, I'm gonna be editing the hell out of this.
Yeah, you are.
But no, man. So now we just parlaying and we rapping about some stuff we probably would be rapping about off camera. But I'm gonna say one thing that I disagree with, and I'll be done. When we talk about training, and I wanted to talk about this earlier. Training, people say it's just like raising. You can't raise. If somebody say I raise my child, that doesn't mean, okay, what do you mean? Your child is with you? You have custody of it? Or do you deposit what you feel like is necessary for your child to, take advantage of in order to grow? Raising is starting here and going here. Everything in between, what do they have to be able to excel in life? But just because you have your child don't mean you raising it. And if you love them, that's not raising them. You loving them. Now they can grow up and know what love is. Because I do. My mom, trying to tell you, we don't see each other and like it could be 5 minutes. It could be right after another. We're going to say, I love you. We're going to kiss each other or kiss mom on the jaw. We still do the same thing we was raised to do when we was young. We're programmed to do that.
That was a programming of affection.
Regardless, it was a program.
And that's what you know what to do.
Some people don't know that, and they don't even know how to take love. How to somebody hug them down. What the fuck?
They damn.
Whatever you're programmed to do is a part of who you are now. So when everything is a part of who you are all the way up until your day, until the day you die. Unless you just stop learning, you just cut your brain off. I don't want to learn no more.
Not to cut you off with that.
But you are. But go ahead.
Goddamn boy, shit. You can be taught to love, but what happens when you have a bad way, or you don't know how to display your affection of love?
See, this is the problem, Chris. Let me tell you the problem. Chris will take one word and make a whole. Love was an example. I'm not really talking
I'm just asking
about.
like you say you say your brother, your mom, your own kids, whatever.
Yeah, it's just
I can see it. I don't know. I can see that. Oh man, that's nice. I wish I could love somebody like that, but I love them, but I just don't find myself.
But hold on, Chris. We're going away from what we was really talking. We're talking about kids being trained to do certain shit they doing now. What is training them out? What is making them do? Because they consistent. They're just as consistent as the shit we don't like them doing.
And they got a new type of attitude. I don't know where it came from. So that'll be a difficult question for me, because sometimes I have to check my daughter.
They disrespectful
as hell.
They talk back. They don't know their place.
Certain people,
and they don't care about going. They don't take nothing serious. Where did they come from? It didn't come from us.
No, well, you really want to know the answer?
It ain't the answer. It's a perspective.
You said my perspective, where it come from?
Yeah.
32-year-old grandmamas.
Okay, that's a symptom. That's
how can you teach somebody something when you don't know any better yourself?
If you're 32 years old and you're a grandmother, I'm not finna judge this woman off.
No, I'm not judging, but how can you teach somebody when you don't even know any better yourself?
But how do you not know if maybe that person was raised by both mama and grandmama and all that,
and they took their decisions and they put they bad decisions on, and they linked them toward the child.
But you didn't finish you just said 32-year-old grandmama and what? What if the grandkid? What if everybody doing what they're supposed to do?
Because I say that people
had kids early, like 12 years old, 13 years old back in the day too.
It's a wide spectrum, but if you don't know how to teach better, you can't teach better. If you still learning, how can you teach if you still learning? And now you raising a child that don't know any better, and you don't either. So how can you lead that person?
But that's a difference between
you can only teach them with the path that you know.
But you're putting the grown up and the child on the same level. I don't care if you 16, you can still train up a 1 year. That person, listen.
If you're
32, you have 32 years of life to be able to train. It's not about what you can train them. Are you training them? Period. Like that's what
you're gonna train them with what you know.
Most of the people, I was born in the 80s. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm about to be 40, I was raised based on old school principles.
Yeah, so that's what you know.
So I'm old enough to teach a child old school principles. What I'm saying is, am I training them?
Mm-hmm. So
are they training? They know they just ain't doing it.
That's what you know. You teach
we done got lazy.
I'm saying you teaching them whatever you know.
I'm not. Listen, I'm saying it as a euphemism. Like I'm not saying me personally. I'm saying in general. What are we? Like we was trained.
Everybody's trained.
No, we're not. Listen, what I'm saying.
You weren't trained to walk.
God damn it.
You notice how I've learned.
But but it made for good content. What I'm saying, Chris, just hold on, cause we finna cut the show in a minute. Listen, what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, everybody's trained to do something. Everybody has a guardian when they come in. Somebody is responsible for your training. When you leave the house,
I was talking about right there.
You got to go to school. Now they are the guardian. You know you can't even touch your child unless you sign them out. They are responsible for your child. Whatever they teach your child is what they're going to be programmed with if they can retain it. Mm-hmm. When they go to the coach and then they go to the job and they get training from a lot of different places. But what you get in the house, home training. These kids don't have home training. How to say yes, sir. Soft skills. Yes, sir. Yes, no, ma'am. This, that, and the other. cleaning up behind yourself, stuff like that. When you go out in the world, you take the shit you didn't learn at home out into the world, and you're gonna get your ass kicked. You gonna it's home. It ain't fuck education. We're talking about training in the home.
That's basically what I'm saying. It's like you're gonna get taught whatever you get taught in the house. That's what you take.
But they're not getting trained, is what I'm saying. Social media is training.
No, because you got people that don't know how, because they don't know anything themselves. That's why they go on the doggone social media.
15 minutes ago.
How they?
I just said that about 15. I said the exact same thing.
I said that's what I'm saying. We've been talking about social media.
I was talking about training and programming. I said the exact same thing about.
But you said programming and training are
two different
things.
Yeah. If a child come out if you have a baby, and you don't train them to walk, they are programmed to just crawl or just not be able to walk. You have to train them to walk.
I've been letting everybody talk. I'm just listening, but
go ahead. We go. I don't say what you gotta say. Hold on, Sean. Let Dre say something, then Eric close it out, cause my ears getting tired.
A dog come in your house.
Kick him.
If you got a puppy, he is programmed to shit anywhere. You have to train him not to shit in the house.
Don't keep him in the house.
No. Stop. Literally. Now this is what we. All right. Men and women are wired. Everything is wired to do something. That's your programming. You're programmed to do something based off what you are.
Right.
Mm-hmm. As a man, you're gonna do manly things. You ain't gotta be trained to do nothing by nobody.
Something's gonna come
because that's how you're programmed.
I know what to do.
First nature is gonna come before somebody. Like a woman her first nature gonna be to do this. Yours gonna be to do this. Nature tells you that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What he's saying.
He doing a podcast with him.
I'm about to wrap it up. What he's saying is, and I get what he's saying, you have to be trained to be basically reprogrammed to do something different. Whatever it is, but you're programmed from the programmer. I'm programming you to be me.
Basically, exactly. It's called whatever you know.
If I program a computer, I'm programming that computer to think like me.
What you know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's I can't. So it's what you teaching me. You can teach me core values.
What you saying is, if I don't know nothing, I can't train you, right? Is that what your argument was?
No. That was like we're not specific saying don't know anything like you dumb, anything like that. But if it's how to lay floor down and you don't know anything about laying floor, you can't teach me that. You can teach me what you know. You can program and you can instill values and cores and principles. But on the part of training and teaching, that means you showing me something that you know how to do or you specifically good at this craft.
Yeah.
So that's how I figure the difference of the two.
Well, and I get that because children, they repeat what they hear and they do what they see. So if my mother but what I'm saying is, if my mother is telling me to do something I've never seen her do, she can't really train me because all she doing is telling me to do something, but I don't have no example. So having hands-on training is part of the training. Yeah. So I gotta see somebody do it. I gotta shadow you do it, and you gotta be the example. If you telling me to do something, why I don't never see you do it? Telling me to do something, I gotta know what this looks like. That's part of training.
Excuse me. But yeah, it's like
anybody disagree?
No, because if I want you to do something, if you don't know how to do it, then I got to show you how to do it.
That's training.
Right.
But if you don't know that,
we're gonna wrap this up.
Another way.
I appreciate the ones that tuned in on live. This has been a long episode. We probably gonna have to cut this down into 2 parts. It's gonna be a part 1 and a part 2.
Hold on, Dre.
Dre, you got something to say? Did you want to? Before you say anything, the format of a podcast, a lot of time the whole conversation kind of get in a disarray, whatever. But we got to kind of bring it back to square one or whatever. So, Dre, what's going on? What you
Yo, Dre,
kick in the bass.
I agree with a lot of you guys. Said a lot of smart things. Changing the program and the training. It's to me, it's oranges and apples. You know, you need both of them. Real talk. You know, you need to be programmed. Well, huh? No, I'm not. No, Donald Trump. What are you talking about?
Answer the question.
Stop being silly, Chris. I'm saying you need both of them, man. You need training, you need upbringing, you need raising. You know what I'm saying? And the problem, like you said, it goes back to the way it starts in the household. If you ain't doing it at home, what you expect the kids do? The kids got internet. Like you said, you was bringing a point about when the kids get cell phones. I mean, kids getting cell phones at an early age now, so they got internet. They see all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, come on now. We didn't have cell phones.
So I give them to them. That was my point.
My mic just went out.
Damn, so your battery just went dead.
Damn, did that fast?
I guess so.
Wow.
Yeah. So
no,
that's
no,
what I was
no,
talking
no.
about, dude. It's like
You keep talking because
you expose them yourself.
Okay, but like I said, yeah. So I mean, we didn't have cell phones growing up, Chris. So you know,
Yeah.
but it depends on. But it also depends on, like you said, the parenting, what we was able to afford. It goes back to something I was saying about money. Money does play a part in just the livelihood. Depending on how much money you make, or you can do certain things, you can, whatever. So it does play a part. What I was asking about an hour ago. So you're saying money is a factor? Yes, it is. So I'm going to summarize what I'm saying is we all had points, we all rights, we raising, programming, all that stuff, money, LeBron, all that stuff. But like you said, this is a conversation. This is all our opinions. Nobody's not right or wrong. It's just what we think and what we feel at any given junction about stuff we brought up. So I appreciate it.
What you call it? What you said was
Universal thoughts.
Universal Thought Podcast.
I appreciate you, Eric, having me on this. I look forward to doing this again. And like I said, man, I really enjoyed this. I didn't think I was going to enjoy this well, but I really enjoyed it. So
next time I'll be drunk and so I can make it funny.
he did say you can drink.
Hey, that's what I mean. Have your drinks and get. You know,
That was
because
just
that makes for good content. We can
that was
debate.
just a joke there.
But you know what? Yes. Man, you're crazy. It's been another episode, man. We're gonna see y'all on the next episode. I actually got, I think, Mayor Harrington coming up.
I definitely want to be at that one.
Yeah, I got David, which is Paul, the new mayor, his brother. Hopefully I can get Paul on as well. I done, me and him we've been cool since high school. So yeah, got a lot of stuff lined up, man. But I appreciate these guys coming on. Like I said, these my brothers from another mother, but that's blood brother right there. And I got my other brother. He should have been on screen with a mic, because his ass and came in and damn near took over the show. But it's all good and gravy. This was a good one here. So we'll see y'all next time.